Canadians need a new and better perspective on Israel. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. I'm not going to pretend to be an Israel expert. This is my first time here, but it is giving me a different perspective that I think too many Canadians are lacking. I'm standing on the balcony of my hotel room in Tel Aviv. The Mediterranean is within view of me. Maybe you can't see it, a bit out of sight there. If we were to head an hour that way, we're at Jerusalem. An hour that way, we're at Ramallah. An hour south, we're at Gaza City. All these places are close to each other. They're on top of each other. And as I keep being told, when you hear a siren, that means that the missiles, the rockets, are 15 seconds away, 5 seconds away if you're closer to the Gaza border, as I was the other day. That is a reality that we just can't fathom in our country. Let me put this in perspective in Canadian terms. Israel is a country with about a little less than half of the landmass of Nova Scotia. It is a country with a third of the landmass of New Brunswick, a population larger than Quebec's by almost 1 million people, and it's surrounded by neighbours that don't want it to exist, that want to continue to fight, that are constantly threatening a fight. As the Gaza situation unfolds on the northern border with Lebanon right now, Hezbollah is threatening all-out war with Israel. An apparent 4,000 rockets a day could be launched in the early stages of war if we get there, and let's hope that we don't. And in the middle of all of this, as Israel responds to the invasion of October 7th, all it is continually told is, show restraint, show restraint. I sat with Jonathan Cornicus. You've probably seen him on CNN, on BBC. He was, for the longest time, an Israeli Defense Forces spokesperson. And he described how much restraint Israel does show, but it is never enough for the outside world, warning people that they're going to attack long before they do, warning people to leave an area because they're going in to clear out terrorist groups or to take out tunnels. They're just told restraint. But I wonder how much restraint Canadians would be showing if Mississauga were bombing Toronto. Would people in Toronto show restraint? Would people in Vancouver show restraint if the citizens of Burnaby all of a sudden invaded by land, air, and sea? And you might be listening to this and saying, well, Lilley, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. That's right. We can't comprehend this because it makes no sense. But this is what Israel deals with. This is what Israel deals with on a regular basis. These attacks are not new. The attack of October 7th was shocking to the people here. The fact that the hostages are still gone, and I've met with some family members of hostages in the last 24 hours. Yes, that is all still shocking, but the attacks have been unrelenting since 1948, and the reason is that Israel is filled with people who want the Jewish state to exist, and its neighbors are, at least in the West Bank and in Gaza, are people who don't want the Jewish state to exist. It's not that they want a different outcome, they just don't want Israel to be here. And that's what this is all about. And I'm not sure Canadians get that, and so we get lazy talking points like a two-state solution, something that Hamas actually rejects. They don't want that, nor do they want a ceasefire. They want the destruction of Israel and the Jewish state. There's no easy solutions here, but as I said in a column published at torontosun.com, there's no solution involves Hamas or anyone else that doesn't believe the Israeli state has a right to exist. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you agree with this. Share it in the comments below, and make sure you share this on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. More content coming before I return to Canada.